Thank you for having me here today. It's good to see you all in the audience, finally, after 3 years. I think it was like 3 years ago when I was able to register into this event. And please welcome everybody online as well. So my presentation is about how to build the capabilities for the future success. I'm going to share our story. Hopefully it will inspire somebody, at least have a lot of questions in your mind that what the heck those guys have been doing. Vertex Systems is a fairly old software company. This is our 45th operational year. There's 100 of us. We pretty much are almost in all continents. The annual sales is around $12 million US. This is how our world looks today. Our head office is in Tampere. Then we started to conquer the world from Tampere to USA because there was like a big chunk of money available. And we have been there since 91. We are still there. And from USA, we decided to go to Australia, which is like a short cut. And then we moved to UK. And I think the last one is Sweden, which is close to us. I don't know why that happens, but from Australia we are operating to China at first, and then we decided to have our own office in China because you have to be there locally. Otherwise, there is too much restrictions. We have 3 business lines: building, machinery, plant. And the left one is about 50%, 40%, and 10%, the size of the business lines. We do CAD and product lifecycle management software. You can see down below there are some 2D drawings, 3D models, and the actual pictures of what our customers are doing. I want you to remember that fairly small company, a lot of products. Some background about engineering. When I was in the university, there was like there were migration over the drawing board to PC computers, and today there are the 2D drawings are there, 3D models are mandatory, and the business is going to immersive, augmented, and virtual reality environments. The digital twin on the right-hand side it's actually a virtual presentation of the real world. For example, this building here, there's a lot of stuff inside it. And we have gone through this whole migration, and things have changed many times. And it's a good thing that it's changing again, and it's changing every day. So why I'm talking about this today is that we have, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it's close to 6 million lines of code today to maintain, and 100 people, half of them software developers. If you divide it, you get the math. You pretty much figure out that how much complexity there is for everyone. And there was a discussion about the Conway law. From our perspective, the 90s was I don't know if it was us or was it like a trend. But during that time, the teams were enforced to competition, and the best ones will survive. And we have a lot of products. We have a common code core for that. You know where that leads to. 1, 2, maybe 3 implementations of the same thing. It's fast to do, but the maintenance cost is going to be a big number. As everybody knows, the existing technologies are good. They're like a solid cash flow coming in, but you cannot stay there for too long. You need to look for the future. And I think we have been trying to get over 10, get over 12 millions like many years. But we haven't been able to hit the roof, get over that. Kind of good years, but then coming back, good years, and it's kind of been there for a couple of years now. So we decided that we need to do something because we want to get bigger. In the construction business, there's trends which are driving the business, which are really exciting for us. If you think about the traditional building construction site, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of cranes, there's a lot of material coming in, and it takes a long time. If we think about we do everything inside, not under the rainy weather, cold winter, do it in the factory. The business is going to change more towards like car manufacturing, and it's going to change the world a lot. That's something what we see that it's really important and exciting for our future. So another one, if you think about CAD, it's like a traditional CAD software driving on a Windows desktop application. And if you mess it around with a little bit about this cloud stuff, doing things in the cloud, moving from to like a traditional sales to subscription and SaaS model, it's a big change. Then we have people who have been working for a long time. We have put a lot of effort to get new people in. But it's not easy task, as everybody, I think, in this room and online knows. So like 1.5, 2 years ago, I think, something like that, time flies, we decided to launch a project Triangle. The triangle comes from the Vertex logo, which has been there for 45 years. So we were kind of clever that, okay, the name is Triangle for that project. And what does it mean? And what we have done to be successful in the future. These are the 4 focus areas what we have decided to focus on. And why these 4? We see that there was a lot of discussions that there are a lot of inspiring possibilities on the market, and I think we should take those. There was a lot of discussions about are we doing the right decisions? Are we doing the decisions inside the silos? How to solve the argument that we are not focusing on the customers, doing what they are asking for to get the sales tomorrow. How we justify putting so much effort into the internal software maintenance projects. Why software developers are complaining about status always being late. So there's a lot of discussion on the, how would I say, from everyone's own perspective. But I think it's hard to understand the others, or not even accept that what the other ones were saying. So I think it's about communication, collaboration, and trust, kind of a soft values. So instead of creating yet another organization structure, we decided to put the effort on the collaborative roles. I think the biggest change you can see on the middle of that chart, because earlier we had technical project managers. We split that role into two roles. We have a commercial product managers, and then we have product owners who are working on and with the teams. But no hierarchy, everybody's doing their own job related to the, we have written down the role descriptions. As you can see, we have the market and we have the users on the left-hand side, and then employees and technology on the right. And I think the biggest change on this one is actually the leadership. Because I think somebody was saying that my age people are not having the right skills. Let's put it that way. So, and if the leadership is not fully committed, this is not going to. And I would say that the biggest change on this one is that we actually migrated over so that we are not concentrating on the operational issues or operational things at all anymore. Our leadership is focusing on long-term success and making sure that we are improving the company capabilities, which is a big change. The year clock on that one shows that we have the focus time for each of our areas 2 times in a year. And I think the status report is like a 5-minute time. Are everything going as planned, or are there any things what needs to be taken into consideration at the board meeting? A big change. So I think it's from McKinsey. They have these 3 horizons, and I think that one of the big problems were that we were talking about the horizon 1, 2, and 3 simultaneously at the same time, which was leading a lot of frustration around. Because if you have you need to do something next week or next month or even tomorrow to get the customer happy, and the other ones are thinking, okay, we need to do these things so that we can provide the value within a year. And if you mix those 2 discussions together, no one is happy. How this is implemented into our decision-making process, these 3 horizons, because they are all equally important. If you skip or put too much or not enough effort to any of those horizons, you will face trouble or problems. On the right-hand side, you can see the business area strategy. The business area lead and product managers are actually responsible of creating that strategy together with their team. And on the other hand, and actually there's a product manager community which help them. And on the right-hand side, there's the technology strategy and which drives the technology roadmap. How we can see the short-term second horizon and the future a little bit further ahead. Architecture communities help to get this technology roadmap in place, which is, I think, a big change, because now there's a place for architects to represent their opinion that what we should do in the short, long, and and a Horizon 3. And then we have like a melting pot in the middle, the opportunity portfolio meeting, where we kind of merge these two worlds together and have a lot of discussions. What are the priorities and how to get there? Because if we just get there and don't do the homework, it's endless discussion. So we need to prepare stuff, and you need to put effort to prepare what you think that the future needs, to be able to represent that in the opportunity meeting. And from there, we can get the prioritized Vertex roadmap, which are actually the company's understanding that what we need to do in the following 3 to 18 months. The gray boxes on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side are the Horizons 3. And then we have the Horizon 2, which is the technology opportunity meeting. We get the prioritized Vertex roadmap. That's the Horizon 2 goal. And then it moves forward 9 plus 18. Those are weeks. And on the same thing, we have a short, when it goes to the development planning, we have the short term, 9 weeks. We have the Horizon 2, which is 9 plus 9, 18 weeks. And then we have the third horizon, which is the 27 weeks. And the shorter the perspective is, the more accurate we can be that what we are doing. But when we move forward to the right, to the Horizon 2 and 3, there's a lot of information which we even don't know. And then finally it goes to the development teams and get implemented and shipped to the customer. Another thing what we have also been doing is that we want to challenge everybody to improve their skills and competence. You have launched this 20-10 model, which is, and I think that the 70% is so obvious that everybody is doing it on the everyday job. And the 20% is that we have teams and communities. We have the Scrum Master community. We have product owner community, product manager community, software architect community. I think I missed some, but the idea is that the communities helps the individuals with this target. And I think the most important thing is the 10, because we need to learn about the future. If we don't know about the future, we cannot predict the future. We are not ready for the future. And it could be that those capabilities will be in place in a year, in 2, 3. It depends on our decisions. I think this is a journey. Somebody was saying that where is the culture hiding? It's somewhere, I don't know where it is. But I think these are, how we see the future. I think the commercial product managers and product owners are in a big role to drive this change. And we let them decide who are closest to the problem and who knows the best that what we need to do. So there's like losing the control that somebody is making the decision. It's not me. Can we count on that one? There's a lot of still. We are discussing about this change, and I think the last row on the right. Now we have at least a predictable short and long-term decision-making process in place, which will actually drive the next phase of the Vertex triangle project. Now we can focus on the details, what we need to change. what we need to improve to be more productive in the future and get over that 12 million. Hopefully it's going to be 24 or something even bigger. We do everyday tools for engineers. Our value proposition is for them that we help you to make your plans 2 times faster. It's a big promise, but that's what we count on and we are working on. And I think we have a better understanding about what's behind those mountains. But nobody really knows what there are, but we are like that Congo example what we had in the morning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Timo. Any questions for Timo?
So hey, thank you. It was a very inspiring and practical because the change is not rocket science. It's work and leadership. But I have a question because I kind of think that there's a lot of experts, deep experts, decades of experience. So how much did you kind of meet like resistance, so to speak, if I use that term?
I think it was more like we had a lot of discussions that we need to do something. There's a lot of discussions going on that we are not doing the right things. And there was a lot of, everybody was kind of trying to emphasize that what I feel that we need to do. So like the ground was already there. I think the resistance was like, it was there like 5 years ago, I think. But it took time to finally get this project going on. And prior or before this, we had a lot of like internal projects where we are, for example, developer identity, Vertex developer identity, because earlier every developer was kind of, their identity was in their product, in their own industry and in their own product. And we want to kind of make the decisions that maybe when it's good to have more moving people from one product to another one to provide the value a little bit faster, how we can make sure that they don't leave the boat. And those kind of small projects we had earlier before this one. And having more and more customers, getting more and more countries in place, everybody saw that this is going to be a big challenge. So I don't know if that answers to your question, but... All
right, let's then take from Lauri there.
Thanks. Very interesting talk. Commercial product managers and product owners, twofold question. Why split? Why wouldn't it be one role? And what are the backgrounds with the commercial product managers, sales or product development or something else?
That's a good question. Why we split? I think one of the reasons was because earlier we didn't have the commercial product managers, and the sales was kind of doing that job. And if you think about sales, they are really short-looking, need to get the deal, and not really interested in about what's going to happen in a year or 2 years. So I think that's the reason for having that. And if it's too close to the development, there's so much stuff going on and a lot of details that not enough time. And instead of having the business perspective for that and help the sales to get the sales, but working, I would say, in a year or two advanced.
Okay, I guess there's time for a short one and short answer also, Timo, right?
Okay. There's one over there.
There's one.
Thank you. Very interesting presentation. I was wondering, the feedback from the customer, how do you collect it and how do you process it inside the Vertex?
We actually have another project, which is kind of a sub-project for this what I explained. And we are focusing on the customer experience, which is like we have a lot to do on that one. And I think we have been really close to the customer earlier because we have been working like a project. We have had our own products, but we have created stuff for the customers in each of those sales projects. But it kind of leads to a situation that the world gets so complicated when you put all that stuff into your code base, and you're late. You're always late. So I think we are in the middle of that.
All right, hey, let's give a big hand again for Timo.
Thank you.